Hi, hello, welcome to the Ezra Needs Sketch Break experience. I am your willingful, unwilling host, Ezra. And today we're doing better Minecraft. If you're wondering, I have no idea if it will be anything else this month. Like, I know I gave a lot of better Minecraft last month, but I also know that I also played so much Phoenix Wright that I my head hurts. Like, who knows? Maybe no, because the month that comes after this one is June, which is there will definitely be a variety in June. Because I it's in my contract over there. Uh, we could finally get our bow back out. Tell me, would you fall in love with me again? Don't let don't let what songs from Epic I've been singing um in the past few episodes deceive you. I have had this on fucking loop for hours, and I also have gotten up from my desk and done the dishes since like I begin recording today. So like no, I have not been having restraint or anything like that. It's like I think it's like a what 2.5 hour. One second. 2 hours and 15 minutes. It has been much longer than 2 hours and 15 minutes. We started Epic like 4 times, give or take, since I started recording today. So like say the only way to move is to come it from its roots. Only my husband knew that, so I guess that makes him you. I will fall in love with you over and over again. I don't know how long it's been. I forgot how long it's been. You're mine. Again, has restarted this so many times, still don't know the lyrics. And waiting, 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 waiting. Oh, you. The lag is absolutely real again. Oh no. Oh god. Yeah, I would like to go this way. Okay. Has it been 20 years? Hey, snowy maple, what's in the city? You're always looking for someone to tell you pretty. Damn it, really? Okay. Um, what would it like to be comfortable? You said about the fakers in LA, and now you're waiting them. This way. No, not this way. Guess we're not searching for anything. Eventually, we'll have to go underground as well. A Hollywood house in the hills gives me chills. City of angels. Do you think this is? Let's see this. It's so fun every time. I'm coming. So sorry. It's good to sleep. We had to play. You had to play. Listen to take before you get. Gives me chills. City of Is that a small? Is this is just a beach. That's a snowy beach. I assume that this is like a warm ocean one. Oh, it's a river. It's a river? Also, this is a swamp. I see guardians. Good, good. Which means, yes. We are not going to attack that. We do not have the stuff. What? Tower. Is it a fun tower? With that being there, which is so good, we need, the hell up. Ocean Monument. We're gonna act like it's spelled correctly. We're leaving it alone, okay? I say that, but I'm gonna be the one in later episodes being like, huh, that's spelled really bad. That's because it's me. What's gonna play after this? Yeah? That bad? The boy next door. Boys, be with his equals, boys, with emotions. I'll take it. Oh wait, this is a pillager tower. It's a tower, but it's pillagers. They're crabs. What? Oh. A pro. What the fuck is a provoker? I'm only 6,000 blocks out. That sucks. What? Huh? I'm gonna be honest. I don't think that was my fault. Okay. We got 52 seconds. Yep. Had 38 seconds. 32 seconds. No. 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 We're not doing this. Oh, is that it? Did we win? Awesome. Hey, we're safe now. So we're gonna have to. We'll take the candles and everything else you have. Oh, hey, when we get back, we can finish our enchanting table. Didn't really use it. I have a vision. We'll take the Nintendo. So nice. Oh, okay. Anyway, as I was saying, I have a. See, there's a chance. Well, I guess we have to put a thing here then, because oh, there's so many really really cool. Anyway, sorry. I'm coming. Hi. Sorry, I had dinner. So like I've been gone for like a hot second.
Okay, so
Is that too loud?
Chaos. She came with me from A to F, but then I moved on to C, so I didn't see her again.
All I know is to prove my innocence is I got to take a shower. There were like no curtains. It was crazy. Wow.
Talk about a public shower. What is going on?
I'm sorry. I'm 0% dirty right now, so you can trust me.
Okay, clean. 0% dirty, but 100% stink. I like knowing that you're there.
Blood on your hands?
No, it was because I'm stinky.
Oh my god.
There's a.
It's it is the is it the monkey multiplier in round one? Is it really? Is it all the time? I didn't even notice.
Oh, there's so many.
Yeah, wow. Okay. I was watching YouTube video a second ago. I heard playing about Japan. Let me pull up the music. Slot machine. Yeah, it really happened immediately. Okay, here we go. The song's only a minute long, which is really important. Okay.
Okay.
Let me pull up. Uh, I'm gonna do something crazy, okay? So we have,
Uh huh.
as you know, we have.
Oh my god.
No, no.
All right.
So what I like to do whenever I go round one of Among Us, I will match any prime subs. I say
What
prime
is
subs
the one that we
because
have? Oh, it's Ocean Monument. Okay.
doing.
We gotta go.
Let's say right now, I'm limiting it. just Prime subs. I'm gonna feel better. Okay, but what happens is I am exclusively going to buy a 5 gifted interval, so we will gamble the maximum amount of time. And because I want to gamble the maximum amount of time, I'm doubling the monkey multiplier here. Okay, so any gifted, no, any prime subs. Okay, people have already done a few early starting, and the music starts. All right, we got 2 minutes on the clock. Let's count. Let's count. Oh shit, I can't see it. Let's see. That is okay. One your breaking gifted 100 subs. Okay, fuck me. I feel guilty already. We got which gave 25. Oh my god, wait, I need a count. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 100, 128, 9, 10, 30, 31, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40, 41, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 50, 51, 52, 53, 153, not bad. 154. Okay, sure. 154. Oh no, 154. Oh, and okay, and one. Oh, you got 4. Okay, that's oh my god, that's great. That's like 170 plus 195, 6,
Not
7,
going
200.
later.
Okay, 200. I know you can't see the counter. Sorry, it's over here. Here, I'll pull this over. Here you go. I'm sorry, I forgot you can't see. My bad. The timer's still at 1 minute. Okay, that's 201. 207. Oh no! Look, as soon as you said that, I said in my chat, I said Dell's gonna get Smith in like 3 rounds.
Yeah. I was like, no what? Smith didn't talk about the role at all, and I was like, yes, they did.
Because I was like, I didn't even talk about my role. I didn't. And then my chat was like, live.
You're supposed to get blood or something.
It's because I was detective.
Yeah, detective sequel of blood where the bodies were. Oh.
I totally thought it was the map. I thought it was.
Yeah, I think.
So
Otherwise you wouldn't have said that.
yeah.
Wait, what?
That's like.
Also, Jaden, just so you know, this map is randomly generated every game we play.
Oh shit.
It takes a lot of. It's like pretty much 6 islands with various layouts and tasks, but it kind of just moves them around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Guys, I left the wrong handle by this. Just delete the old please.
I knew it. Some of the bridges you see on the map, Jaden, are not real. Oh, I see. I mean, like, why do all and die? No. It's just like the campaign has the. Oh, okay. And I thought it was like I'm trying to go through a shit didn't exist. Nonsense.
Oh my god, why does my Minecraft sound so freaking loud? Jesus.
Other map, you could die to bike, which is hilarious.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and they're evil.
That's like the new snoopper. It's spikes. Yes.
Final for that, it's like distance, chicken parts thing.
Crazy Sunny school. I don't know. Killing game in school. I played the fan dog, like the fan translation before.
Are we ready to play on the randomly generated match? It's going to be entirely different from last time.
I need to stop putting my bed away.
Ooh, that is not.
What the hell?
Hold on. I think the past few times I've played Sheriff, I have let it rip like a.
Hold on, let me.
I haven't actually
Okay,
played.
that is that. Let's go.
And if I did be on a hot minute, so I'm gonna play this a little slower. I'm gonna save my Sheriff till later in the round. This is
In a campsite in between 3 piles of rocks, just by coincidence.
This, however, does have a script. A very poorly written, flat, and out of script, which
Okay.
was read by very amateur actors that really weren't that good, to put it nicely. We'll get more into that later, but first, let's actually talk about the premise of this film. Essentially, it's a lost footage style film which dictates the conversations and interactions between Megan Stewart, a troubled teen
Bum,
who
bum,
attends
bum,
to try
bum,
to take
bum,
drugs and
bum,
possibly
bum,
has
bum,
a
bum,
home
bum, bum,
and Amy Vernon.
bum, 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 dun, 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 dun.
Amy acts more like the
Actually, I want to go to a desert.
she's much more reserved, quiet, just overall a very nice kid. It's really kind of hard to think that these two are actually friends. Megan has a trash heap of friends, while Amy has none. Everyone who's friends with Megan pretty much hates Amy, and for seemingly no other reason than she's just not a fucking loser like the rest of them. Honestly, I want to call this movie unrealistic in the portrayal of some of these teens, but in reality, there are definitely teenagers like this who are just as shit
No.
and worse than the kids portrayed here. Honestly, teens can just be horrible people for no reason other than they had a bad childhood or they just can't be bothered with being a good person. Lots of people
Oh, no.
criticize the portrayal of teens in media, but this is pretty accurate. You'd be surprised just how shitty teenagers really are. The one thing that isn't realistic is the dialogue itself, which was clearly written by a middle aged man who hasn't spoken to a teen in probably 40 years. Well, hey, look,
Okay.
right? It's just the way these kids act out. It's just so weird that all they talk about is just sex and drugs, making out. They deliver it in such an awkward way. It doesn't help that the actors themselves are amateurish. Well, ain't no better way of saying this. Just not very good at acting at all. And I don't want to blame the actors. This is the first time they acted. They had prior gigs, yeah, but in commercials rather than big movies. They haven't really done anything to this extent. Not only that, but the actresses are, well, young. And despite what many of you want to believe, not all child actors are very good nowadays. There are big films or series coming out every day showing off these incredibly talented kids. Yeah, we shouldn't expect them all to be great. They're inexperienced, and it's not their fault that the writing was terrible.
Oh, way.
What they had, I'm sure they did the best that they could, especially considering that this was filmed within a week. And I'm sure they had limited retakes, and I'm sure the director didn't even know.
I mean, yeah, very obviously pillager.
That quick and dirty tactic a lot of filming could do record stuff in a limited amount of time with a limited budget. Seeing as how this film must have had the budget of a gummy, I'd say the quality of what you see is what you get. Anyways, poor acting aside, I kind of just how bad writing is. They're getting dated and awkward. So many of them are incredibly they get to see like a parent. Despite her being a reason to care.
We need to sleep real quick. Onto the tree.
If not for just the existence of Amy, who was her better half. I kind of like these two, as unbelievable as it seems that they could be friends. Amy's a real sweet kid, and by proxy, makes Megan more, well, empathetic. And we can kind of see her faults being just that.
It was a
Faults.
bridge.
She didn't choose this kind of kid. It's just by circumstance of her past abuse that she's become this way, a sex driven, drug ridden kid. There's also that glimpse that she's not straight off so far from this path of being a good kid, as it's mentioned that she is an honor roll student. Actually, at the end of it, I do remember a lot of kids back in high school and middle school who made the honor roll that were also kind of fucked up. Yeah, they were the kind of kids that, by all means, should be considered extremely nerdy by just how studious they were and how smart they actually are. But somehow, some way, they gained the reputation of being the type of girl to sleep around with everyone, or the type of guy that does a ton of drugs. So weird. That being said, I being nice. I think that, dude, you put a teenager. Anyways, this is the point where things should get interesting. Megan meets this new guy, Mike and Josh, talk, get to know each other. Josh uses pretty much the most basic manipulation tactics ever. Although to be fair, Megan has such a low self-esteem that she pretty much fall with anyone. that says they love her immediately, and she admits to that at some point. Josh says they should meet up behind a fucking diner next to a dumpster. I mean, okay, I know your self esteem is bad, but it's super shady to meet someone behind a diner. I mean, you're not dumb, are you? Whatever. Anyway, she meets up with Josh, and then Megan was never seen again. This is the part of the film where things really ramp up immediately, then die down really quick, and then ramp up.
Like this one.
It's the structure really isn't this movie's strong suit. Things just sort of happen. Even after Megan gets kidnapped, literally nobody around her piece of shit. Even our friend Amy, who's her closest pal, is just like this sort of mood of like, well, that's a bummer. Oh well. Seriously, your friend is gone.
Oh, you hear him?
There. And it's not even that she's been gone for about like a day or two by this point. Everyone knows she's gone missing, and it's been weeks. And anyway, things start to take a turn for the
If I
as
told
this
them,
new segment
welcome home, buddy.
between current affair and unsolved mysteries. I guess this is the news. I don't know. Anyways,
It was just like, I can carry him into.
Hey,
You're trapped and you're never leaving again.
It's not even a line thing. It's just run freely wherever the fuck he wants to go. Is this the news? Like seriously, let's get down to it. Why would they throw a news crawl if this isn't the fucking news? There is a segment that shows a news broadcaster like interviewing other people and having their microphone and being professional, but this is like drama or something. I don't know. Also, for some reason, this lady has an obsession with Megan, always calling her beautiful and never failing to emphasize on that word.
A beautiful teenage girl. Megan Stewart, a beautiful, popular 14-year-old girl. This beautiful young girl, brutal abduction of a beautiful young girl.
I'm not sure if it's some sort of silver commentary on people's obsession with a kidnapped person books or something. I just think it's real awkward and it's a dumb piece of dialogue that I can't help but think is distracting. Seriously though, these segments, every time they interview someone, the interview lasts, I swear, less than a second. It's like so pointless. This would have been the perfect time to flesh out these characters a bit more and show their true colors, either by having them be manipulated in front of the cameras and acting like they give a shit about Megan throughout the entire story. They kind of don't give a shit, or have a twist. Make it seem like the characters actually do care by giving them a spotlight and having them pour their hearts out about how much they miss her. It would have been uncharacteristic, sure, but why even have these segments at all if you're not even going to give the characters a time to shine? So it's just the perfect time to shine. Okay. Anyways, why not just make it local news, by the way? Not this weird hybrid of gossip and news. My favorite part was when they recreated the security camp footage and did a dramatization of the events. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be funny or not, but I thought this shit was hilarious. Even so, intentional or not, this is so weird to see because it shit you not like 30 seconds later. You see
Oh,
these two horrifying, disturbing, nightmare inducing, traumatizing, whatever fucking buzzword they got using saying about the photos in this film. Are you ready to see these two horrible images that scar the lives of oh so many teenagers? You sure? Yeah? All right. Well, here it is. Wow. It's pretty spooky. In all fairness, it's pretty shocking to see, and I can see how a kid can be scared by this sort of image. Especially since they're presented with no music whatsoever, and the build up to the images are pretty nerve-wracking, as it gives you this context that they were found online, web, and some fetish forums, and nobody's ever seen them before. And it's a pretty nice build up. And all you can do is you mix yourself with the images. Because
oh,
you know,
that's so good. Okay.
whatever it is, always going to be horrible. It's pretty well done, even if I have seen much worse from other pieces of media. But again,
Why did you do so much hit damage?
to see you admittingly shocking images after this absolutely goofy dramatization section. There's obviously a time and place to show these kinds of segments, and I feel like this is neither the time nor the place. I mean, how can I take that seriously? That is what I say to myself while I was watching this entire movie, actually. How can I take any of this seriously? Did you know that this was supposed to be marketed as an educational film? Like, this was supposed to be like real life, stranger danger kind of PSA video movie thing, whatever. Seriously, I'm not kidding. That's how they marketed this. This sort of shit really breaks the flow of the movie. It's just supposed to be
I'll do farming off camera.
suspenseful kind of film.
Yay.
Well, we sent off to be kidnapped. The interaction she has with Josh so very real that it's really not even perfect. There's more emphasis on the party they had earlier in this horrible abandoned shack that Bubba's Slipknot practices in. And it just happens like for 10 minutes, 20 minutes. It's just like a very uncomfortable amount of time. And then all of a sudden she meets Josh and the next 5 minutes or 10 minutes, just them getting to know each other and hey, she's kidnapped, she's gone now. Who cares? Anyways, bye. It would have been better if they had heavily emphasized how groomers actually groom their victims or this relationship that they actually have going on. I know they only had a week to film, but come on, you really should focus on the quality of the film and not how fast you can pump it out. It just sort of seems greedy to me, and it doesn't feel right that this was supposedly an educational film. It's clearly not, that it's more exploitive than it is anything else. But of course, that's not even mentioning the worst part of the film, which is, of course, the final 20 minutes of torture porn, which I can't even describe it as anything else. Not even kidding. It's just torture porn for the last 20 minutes. As soon as you see these images, you see Amy walking at that familiar place where she usually has her teddy bear, and then all of a sudden his hand comes in and she is kidnapped right there, broad daylight. It's under a bridge, barely enough, but whatever. Anyways, these last 20 minutes are pretty disturbing. This is the part of the film that a lot of people say they can't get through. And I can honestly see why. I think it's unfair for me to say, oh, I've seen so much worse. Kids these days don't know shit about horror movies. I've seen the worstest things ever. I've seen Serbian film. I've seen that one movie with that image of God or whatever giving birth. Who cares? These kids don't know it. I've seen horrible stuff. You gotta be wrong. So just a second, that a lot of these TikTok users, it's their first time watching something this brutal. The torture horror genre that fell around, mid 2010s. You'll see them here and again, sure, but they've gotten a lot softer nowadays. The last time I could remember a recent movie that I kind of see as a torture thriller film was Truth or Dare, which was just trash and nowhere near the spectacle other torture films were back in the 2000s when Saw made it such a popular genre. I can even see how if you're into horror movies that this might get you a little bit round. Because again, it's not like your average horror film where the scares come from that spooky boogeyman ready to get you with that little jump scare. It's a slow fall to the main event, which is this pretty grisly climax that shows in every detail the torture, rape, and eventual murder of Amy Hearn. It isn't pleasant to watch, and it is, in all means, disgusting, gratuitous, and tasteless. See, the thing I failed to mention about this movie is that it claims to be based on true events, which is one of those things a ton of movies say when they want to grab you by the ass and get you interested. When in reality, saying a film is based on true events is about as compelling as saying, based on that one rumor a friend of a friend told me about. Seriously, though, don't bother me. There isn't a specific story that this film is based on, but rather multiple crimes and instances of kidnappings and murders that inspired the director, Michael Boy, to write the film. So basically, them saying that it's based on a true events or true story, or whatever, is as tactless as Halloween saying based on a true story. Which story? I don't know. The one about the murder. Which murder? Pick your flavor. Who cares? Ooh. My point is, while there's not a particular case this movie is based on, this film does serve as a cautionary tale of grooming and online predators. It's just a shame that these last 20 minutes are more exploitive in nature than they are helpful in any way. I understand that the point of these last few minutes were to shock the audience and to show the true dark nature that some humans possess. Yet, I'd argue that this part of the film was made just as the real teeth of this film. Let's face it, we're all here for the last 20 minutes. Part of, if not all of, the movie around this film would be on the last. And it's because of that, for me at least, that it sort of muddies the message of the film that you want. I think we can get across this message of how normal this person is without needlessly going through this uncomfortable yet relatively tame climax. Seriously, the worst torture she got was water. Yeah, okay. Again, I can't call teenage people scared of this. The person who I've seen worse, and the way certain movies were shot, it just sort of seems weak. It seems to exist solely for shock value. I don't want to come off as someone who is a sort of sensitive snowflake who can't handle torture or rape scenes, and by no means am I offended by this. But as someone who has seen this sort of stuff before in other movies, I can honestly recognize when a film is only trying to be shocking instead of actually being shocking. What's something that could shock people who watch this? Oh, I know. How about raping a girl who's the only character that they like this entire time? Yeah, that'll be cool. Let's show a bloody finger on the camera so we can really emphasize how terrible this scumbag is. Yeah, just bend over, sweetie. The shooting you. You know, this whole sexual assault scene, man, I can't tell you just how gross it is. I mean, I've never really liked rape scenes in movies anyway, so but I can understand that from a narrative perspective, they're made to emphasize our hate towards a villain or our sympathy for the character. Though oftentimes, when these scenes exist, they exist with the intent of letting the bad guy get what he or she deserves, or at the very least, illustrates the trauma the main character goes through. None of which happens in this film. The bad guy does get caught, and the main character just gets killed afterwards. Spoilers. Again, it happens to the nicest character too. The one who actually like, the one who deserves this the least. Like, why would we even want to sympathize any further with her? We already feel for her in her journey to find her friend and all that horrible shit that's already happened to her. I mean, why have this scene in general? You know, it reminds me of this one scene in Kill Bill where the bride in the film is violated by this one guy named Buck and some other asshole. It's not shown in gratuitous detail just how it is that she's violated, but it's assumed that during her coma she's been violated multiple times and probably a few times by Buck himself. And so what happens? Well, that guy gets his tongue ripped off, and Buck gets his head caved in multiple times until he's deaded. Fuck you, Buck. That's probably just the sadistic side of me who loves to see bad guys get fucking demolished for all the horrible shit they do. And I recognize that not all bad guys get what they deserve, especially in films based on reality where criminals sometimes get away with what they do. But regardless, there's nothing about these scenes that are tastefully done. It's based on fiction. I still feel like the message can be brought clearly just by showing a few scenes of brutality rather than seemingly glorify the torture she gets. It's also not fair for the actress herself. Sure, the guy who gets to do the raping is never seen on camera, but the girl is full blown right there in front of the camera. And I'm sure you guys think, well, she agreed to this part of the scene. I know she thinks that this is just part of the game, but she's been awesome about it. And you're probably right. But she is a young actress, an underage actress, actually. And I'm willing to bet that she would do this scene just because it's the prospect of getting into a big movie. I mean, it's an indie film. That's way bigger than doing a commercial. So I would be willing to bet that she would want to do this not because she wants to, but because she's desperate enough to have any sort of acting game. Though that is a baseless assumption. That happens many times in Hollywood, more times than you would probably think and comfortably want to know. And if you think I'm exaggerating by saying this scene is a glorification of torture, rape, and murder, keep in mind that these last few minutes were shot by the murderer himself. It's through his perspective, and in many ways, it's an empowering movement rather than it is shocking as a cautionary film for us. I just think by the end of the day, this is an unhealthy way to portray the true crimes that happen to real life victims, and it's more of a lazy and cheap way to get your audience to be appalled and shocked. I think these last 20 minutes could work, but there's so little done and very little effort given to it that I can't help but wonder if the intent of the message is true, that this is a film meant to teach you about stranger danger, which I just can't see how it is. I think it should have shown more victims and emphasized their struggles more instead of having the main bad guy do whatever he wants and torture them in front of the camera. Maybe even the kidnappings of these other friends of Megan. Maybe torture them on camera instead of Amy, so that way we can sort of justify the torture scenes because they're happening to really awful characters. But simultaneously, we can also deliver the message that nobody deserves this, as the groups
Yeah, I think I'm done for
and get worse and worse, and the